This is Ricky Danielson, and we're here tonight at the Art Museum of Missoula. We're going to take some of the work done tonight by a New Yorker, native New Yorker, Tony Cesare, who has taken many, many photographs of the World Trade Center. We're going to look at some of them now, and we have a crowd tonight because it is Friday night in Missoula, when everyone goes checking out all the galleries and to see all the work that local artists have done. So here at the Art Museum, we do have this perspective on the World Trade Center, and we'd like to get some reactions tonight of people looking at this work. He has many letters here from friends of his. Tony has many friends in New York, as he lived in New York City over 30 years as a tour guide. He is an actor and appeared in Broadway plays or off-Broadway plays. I'm not sure. We're going to ask him. So anyway, he's been a photographer for quite a few years, and this has been a very cathartic experience for me. I'd like to see what some other people feel about it. With me is Greg Johnson, the artistic director from the Montana Rep at the University of Montana. And you're from New York, I know that.
I am. I'm a New Yorker. I lived there for 20. I was born in Staten Island with a view of the World Trade Center, and I lived in Manhattan for 20 years.
Wow. So why did you come here tonight?
Well, Tony's an old friend of mine, you know, and it is a way of, I don't know, healing or trying to make some sense of. And the whole concept of the loss of the Twin Towers is such a huge one for all of us, especially if you're from New York, and to see Tony's interpretation of that. First of all, you know, he's just a terrific photographer. He's just so talented. He's got such a great eye, and there's such a sensitivity to his work. And you know, people say they're ugly, they're wonderful, or they're huge. They were a lot of things to a lot of people, but most of all, they were obviously a subject that Tony was very interested in, because he kept coming back to it, you know, and shooting it from all kinds of different angles. It's a great show. It's a great show, and kind of poignant.
How does this show affect you emotionally?
Well, I'm sort of going through a lot of different things. I'm missing my friends. I'm wishing I could be with them. It brings back that morning we all watched those planes fly into them, and how magnificent, and how what a huge thing that was in all of our lives, and what a target, you know.
And we're here with Laura Mullen. She's the director of the Art Museum of Missoula, and I wanted to ask you, Laura, when did you hear about Tony's work?
Well, I've certainly known of Tony as a photographer, and he's a friend, so I've known his work over the years. And but this body of work actually became evident right after September 11th. We happened to be in close touch because some good friends of ours here at the museum were staying up at John and Tony's B&B when September 11th occurred. In fact, they were supposed to leave to return to New York City that day, and of course their plane didn't fly. So I was over at Tony's house that very day, and he had already started culling through his, many pictures of the New York skyline, looking for the towers and finding many of them already. So there was a table on his back porch, which was already covered with Trade Center pictures, and so I was moved by those pictures. It was really fascinating for all of us to look at them that day.
So, whose idea was it for him to do this show?
It was Tony's.
Okay,
probably 2 weeks later, something like that. He came to see me here at the museum and said, I have continued this process of digging